In today's video, I will be ranking every single pet in Grow a Garden. And in case you didn't know, there are just 66 pets in the game. Yeah, 66 freaking pets. And most of them are actually pretty bad. And here we are, every single pet in the freaking game. And now let's start ranking them. Common pets. Starting off with the starfish, and I will be actually ranking this in the very good tier. This is a very new pet and it basically gains additional XP per second. This is the amount of XP a normal pet gains, and look at this. This is how fast the starfish actually levels up. And you might be wondering, why do you need high level pets? Well, basically if you click the shop button right here and scroll all the way down, you can actually get free upgrades, which means you can turn in your high level pets. For example, this one needs a level 30 pet, and then you will get an extra egg slot on your garden, which is definitely very useful. Next we have the crab, and this is probably one of the worst pets in the freaking game. Well, it simply just goes to another player and pinches them and grants you a small amount of shekels. And the small amount ranges from 300 shekels to 500 shekels. Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. Moving on into the seagull, and this is also going in the poop tier. Basically what it does is whenever you're actually using the shovel on a plant, you have a teeny weeny chance of getting the seed of that plant, which definitely seems pretty good, but the chances are super duper low and you're probably never gonna get it. Next up we have the bunny, and this one will also go in the poop tier. Every 40 seconds this pet eats a carrot at 1.5 times value. Bro, nobody uses carrots after like 20 minutes of playing this game, so yeah, this is basically useless. Moving on into the dog, and this one will also go in the poop tier. Every 60 seconds this pet has a 5% chance to dig up a random seed. And you might think that would be super OP, but it's actually pretty bad. Since this pet actually digs up normal seeds, it cannot dig up any limited seeds like the candy blossom or those types of seeds. Next we have the golden lab, and this is basically like an upgraded version of the dog. This pet basically has a 10% chance of digging up a random seed compared to the 5% chance of the normal dog. Uncommon pets. Starting off with the bee, and this one will actually go into the usable tier. Every 25 minutes it flies to a nearby fruit and pollinates it, basically applying the pollinated mutation. And all the plants with the pollinated mutation will actually be worth 2 times more. So yeah, this pet is definitely usable. Moving on into the black bunny, and I'm gonna rank this in the poop tier. It's literally the same as the bunny. Next up we have the cat, and unfortunately I will also rank this in the poop tier as well. Basically what this cat does is every 80 seconds the cat will take a nap, and any fruit within 10 studs will be 25% larger, which actually seems pretty decent, right? But 10 studs is like this amount of area, which is very small. So yeah, it's basically pointless. Next we have the chicken, and I will be putting this one into the usable tier. Basically this chicken increases the egg hatch speed by 10%, which is basically pretty straightforward. All of these eggs will hatch 10% faster if I use this pet. Next we have the deer, and I will be putting this one into the poop tier again. This pet gives you a 3% chance for berry plants to stay when harvested. And I'm not gonna lie, usually berry plants are pretty bad, like strawberries or blueberries. They are absolutely trash, so there is no point using this pet. Rare pets. Starting off with the monkey, and I will be actually ranking this in the decent tier. Using this pet will give you around a 2.5% chance to refund a fruit back into your inventory whenever you are selling it, and rarer plants have a lower chance to refund. But imagine you are selling 100 or maybe 200 good plants, you could actually get a few of them refunded back to you, which definitely makes you a lot of money. Actually, I'm gonna move this down to usable tier since the chances of refund are actually super duper low. Next we have the tabby, which is also going in the poop tier. Every 90 seconds it naps for 15 seconds, and fruits within 50 studs grow 50% larger. Similarly to the cat, the studs are very low, which means it's basically pointless. Moving on into pig, and I'm actually going to be putting this one in the usable tier. Every 2 minutes, this pet actually gives you a better chance of getting mutations on your plants, but yet again within 15 studs. So for that reason, I cannot rank this any higher. Moving on into the rooster, and this one will be going into the decent tier. It's very straightforward. This pet basically makes your eggs hatch 20% faster. Yeah, this is definitely a pretty good buff. Next we have the spotted deer, and this is absolutely horrible as well. All it does is gives you a 5% chance for berry plants to stay when harvested. And just like I said earlier, berry plants are usually pretty bad. So yeah, there's no need for this. Moving on into flamingo, and I'm actually going to be putting this one in the decent tier. Every 3 or 4 minutes, this pet basically makes all the nearby plants grow super fast. And I mean around 15 times faster, which means the plants which take insanely long time to grow, you can grow them in literally seconds. Moving on into toucan, and I'm gonna put this one in the usable tier as well. Basically what it does is all nearby tropical type plants have increased variant chance and grow bigger. If you are using tropical plants, you can definitely use this pet. Next up we have the sea turtle, and I'm just gonna be putting this one in the poop tier. This pet has a small chance of giving the wet mutation to a nearby fruit, and almost every 10 minutes it gives a random pet 1000 experience, which might actually seem pretty good to you, but when you get your pets to a higher age, then 1000 XP is basically useless. Moving on into orangutan, and I will be putting this one into the usable tier as well. When crafting, each material has a small chance for it to not be consumed, which means if you are crafting something like the lightning rod, you might not use one of these sprinklers for the crafting, which is pretty good, but the chances of it are very low. Next up we have the seal, and I'm also going to be putting this one in the usable tier. When you are selling pets, you will have a 2.5% chance to get the pet back as its egg equivalent, which can be decent, but yeah, it's just mid. Moving on into the honeybee, and I'm going to be putting this one in the usable tier as well. Every 20 minutes it flies to a nearby fruit and pollinates it, applying the pollinated mutation. It's quite similar to the bee, but the honeybee is like 5 minutes faster. Next we have the wasp, and I'm gonna be putting this one in the usable tier as well. Every 30 minutes it also pollinates a plant, giving it the pollinated mutation, and also every 10 minutes the wasp stings a random pet and advances its ability cooldown by 60 seconds. Which you can see this dog right here, it has a cooldown, so every 10 minutes the wasp will basically make this cooldown go down by 60 seconds. So yeah, it's decent, but there are definitely many pets which are a lot better. Moving on into the hedgehog, and I'm actually going to be putting this one into the very good tier. This hedgehog basically grants prickly fruits 1.5 times their size. You guys see this plant right here, the nectar thorns? I actually used a full team of hedgehogs, and that's why these are so big. And if you didn't know already, the bigger the plant is, the more expensive it actually sells for. So yeah, these hedgehogs are actually pretty good. Next up we have the kiwi, and I will be putting this one into the usable tier as well. Every 60 seconds it decreases the hatch time of the egg with the highest remaining hatch time by 25 seconds, which simply means it will look at these eggs and see which one takes the longest. For example, this egg right here, and it will reduce the time by 25 seconds every minute, which actually adds up to a lot of time, and it's actually pretty good. Legendary pets. Starting off with the tarantula, and I'm actually going to be putting this one in the usable tier as well. Every 25 minutes it gives a nearby fruit the pollinated mutation, as we know that, and every 5 minutes it stings a random pet and advances its ability cooldown by 80 seconds. It's basically like an upgraded version of the wasp pet we talked about earlier. Next we have the turtle, and this is actually going in the poop tier. While using this pet, all of your sprinklers will last 20% longer, which is quite literally useless. Next we have the petal bee, and I will be putting this in the usable tier as well. Every 25 minutes it pollinates a plant, and it also has a 1% chance for a flower type fruit to stay after harvest, which yet again is basically useless. Next we have the moth, and I'm actually going to be putting this one in the very good tier. Every 13 minutes it restores 100% hunger of a random pet by singing to it, which simply means that you can go AFK without feeding your pets ever. Like, it will just feed all of your pets randomly and you don't have to worry about that, and just AFK and level them up. Next we have the moon cat, and I will be putting this one in the very good tier as well. Just like all the other cats, it basically takes a nap in a random spot in your farm, emitting an aura that boosts nearby fruit size. And then it also gives you a 6% chance for night type plants to replant when harvested. So for example, if you had moon melons, right, and you would go ahead and collect them to sell it, there is a 6% chance that it would replant itself there again, which means you can sell 2 plants instead of 1, which is very OP. Next up we have the frog, and this is basically useless. I'm gonna be putting it in the poop tier. All it does is basically croaks every 20 minutes, and a random nearby plant will advance growth by 24 hours, which is literally useless. Like, there's no need for that. Next we have the mole, and this is absolutely horrible as well. Every 80 seconds digs underground to find treasure, can dig up gear or shekels, and I think it can dig up a maximum of 1000 shekels. So yeah, that's basically useless. Next up we have the scarlet macaw. This is a new pet and it's actually very good. Every 12 minutes it has a 15% chance to mutate a nearby fruit, applying the verdant mutation. This mutation actually gives you 4 times multiplier, which is broken. Next up we have the ostrich, and this is gonna be going into the poop tier once again. Basically what this pet does is, if you hatch a new egg, it usually starts from age 1 as you can see, but with the ostrich pet it has a chance to start with age 2 or 3 or maybe 4. The max is 4, so it's basically useless. Next we have the peacock, and I'm gonna be putting this one in the very good tier as well. Every 10 minutes all nearby pets will advance ability cooldowns, which I explained earlier. If your pet has an ability and it's near the peacock, it will basically use its ability no matter what the cooldown is, which is very good. Moving on into the beautiful capybara, and this is actually one of the best pets that they have released in this update. And what it does is, all pets within 15 studs won't lose their hunger and will gain 3.50 XP every second, which is absolutely broken. And when they are higher level, they will also increase the XP gain as well. Mythical pets. And I'm not gonna waste your time, I'm just gonna rank 4 of these pets right here into the poop tier. The brown mouse, caterpillar, giant ant, and this mouse right here. These 4 are basically useless and I don't need to explain them. Moving on into the praying mantis, and it's actually a decent pet. I'm gonna rank it in the decent tier. Every 80 seconds, it grants a 1.5 times multiplier to your crops to get a random mutation, which is actually a pretty decent buff. Next we have the red fox, and I'm just gonna be putting this one in the decent tier. It's not really that good. This pet basically attempts to steal a seed from another user's plot every 8 minutes. That is actually very good, but it does not steal limited seeds. So for example, you cannot steal candy blossoms or, you know, insanely good seeds. So it's actually pretty useless. Next we have the snail, and I'm gonna be putting this one in the usable tier. It gives you an extra 5% chance for harvested plants to drop seeds, and rare plants have a lower chance to duplicate, which means that it's kinda mid, because obviously you will like to duplicate your rare plants, not your freaking carrots and blueberries, you know? So yeah, it's mid. Next we have the squirrel, and I'm gonna be putting this one into the decent tier. You will have a 2.5% chance to keep a seed when planting, which means if you are planting a very rare plant or any plant in general, you might actually not use the seed and you can plant another one, which is obviously a pretty good buff. Next we have the beer bee, and I'm gonna be ranking this one into the very good tier. Every 25 minutes it mutates a crop to honey glazed, and this honey glazed mutation is actually worth 5 times the amount of your plants, which is definitely a very good mutation you should all have. Next up we have the butterfly, and this is one of the best pets in the entire game. Every 30 minutes it flies to a nearby fruit with 5 mutations, removes all of the mutations from it, and turns it rainbow. And making a plant rainbow means it will have 50 times value. Yeah, that's broken. Next we have the echo plant, and this one will actually go into the poop tier as well. Every 5 minutes it croaks and causes a random nearby plant to advance growth by 24 hours, which is is absolutely useless. Next we have the pack B, and I'm gonna be putting this one in the decent tier, I think. Yeah, basically what it does is it makes your backpack a little bit bigger, and that's it, like no other use. Moving on into the Mimic Octopus, and I'm gonna be ranking this one in the best tier. Every 20 minutes it copies an ability from another pet and performs its ability. Yeah, it's actually crazy. For example, if you have a Mimic Octopus and a butterfly, the Mimic Octopus will basically acts as a butterfly. So yeah, it is insanely broken. Divine Pets. Starting off with the Dragonfly, and I will be putting this in the best tier. Every 5 minutes, one random crop will turn gold, and the gold mutation gives you a 20 times multiplier, which is very OP. Next we have the Night Owl, and before this update it was actually a pretty good pet, but now I'm just gonna be ranking it in the decent tier. All active pets gain an additional 0.23 XP per second. Before these capybaras were added into the game, these owls were actually the best pets you can use to level your other pets up. But now capybaras are just simply the best. Next we have the Queen Bee, and this is actually another very good pet I will put in the best tier. Every 25 minutes it pollinates a plant, giving it the pollinated mutation, and also every 25 minutes the pet with the highest cooldown refreshes its ability, which yet again means if you had a butterfly or a raccoon or something like that, every 25 minutes it would just reset their ability and they would do their ability one more time, which is definitely very strong. Moving on into the raccoon, and I don't think I need to explain this. This is undoubtedly one of the best pets in the game, and nowadays people are actually using one of their friends' garden who has a super good plant, like a super good highly mutated plant, and they just send their raccoon over, it steals the plant and simply gives it to the person, making them insanely rich. Next we have the Disco Bee, and this is once again a very strong pet, and I will put this in the best tier right here. Every 15 minutes 12% chance a nearby fruit becomes disco, and the disco mutation is worth 120 times the fruit's value, which is absolutely crazy to think about, bro. It's actually broken. Limited Pets. Now I'm going to be talking about the pets that you cannot get any longer unless you trade for them. And just to make our lives easier, I'm just going to be putting the cow in the poop tier, the sea otter in the poop tier, and also the panda in the poop tier as well. These three pets are absolutely dog water. Next we have the polar bear, and I'm actually going to be putting this one in the very good tier, and I'm going to put it like right here. Every 90 seconds it has a 10% chance to turn a nearby crop chilled or frozen. The chilled mutation is a 2 times multiplier, and the frozen mutation is a 10 times multiplier, which is very OP. Next we have the silver monkey, and I'm actually going to be putting this one in the very good tier as well, just right here. The silver monkey basically gives you an 8% chance to refund crops, which means if you are going to sell your crops and you have like a full team of silver monkeys, there is a very high chance you might get half of your crops back, and you can sell them again. Next up we have the blood hedgehogs, and these are basically just a little bit better than the normal hedgehogs. As you can see, it makes the prickly fruits grow bigger and also gives them a higher chance for them to have mutations, which is definitely very good. Next up we have the chicken zombie, and this is one of the best pets in the entire game, and I'm going to be ranking this, I think, right here. Every 30 minutes 20% chance a nearby fruit becomes zombie, which gives your plants 25 times their value. Next we have the blood kiwi, and I'm gonna be ranking this in the very good tier as well, just right here. If you want to hatch eggs, the blood kiwi is definitely the best pet. Every 60 seconds it decreases hatch time of egg with the highest remaining hatch time by 45 seconds, and overall increases its hatch speed by 20%. Yeah, that is absolutely broken, and if you have a full team of blood kiwis, it's even more broken. Next up we have the the owl, and I'm just gonna be putting this one into the decent tier. Similarly to the night owl, boosts all the active pets XP by around 0.20 XP each second. And as I said earlier, with the addition of the new capybaras, this is not quite that strong anymore. Next, we have the cooked owl, and the cooked owl will actually go into the very good tier. Every 15 minutes, it has a 15% chance to cook a nearby fruit, usually burnt but occasionally cooked. And just like all the other owls, it gives all the pets an additional 0.17 XP per second. And let me just tell you about the mutations. The burnt mutations gives you a 4 times multiplier, and the cooked mutation gives you a 25 times multiplier. So the cooked owls are definitely very good. And now finally we are up to the last pet, which is the blood owl, and this one is also going into the decent tier as well. This pet, just like all the other owls, gives all the active pets more than 0.50 XP per second, which is definitely a lot better than all the other owls, and it's actually very good. But once again, just like I said earlier, like 5 times already, since the capybaras, the owls are not really that strong anymore. So yeah, that basically wraps up the tier list. This is the final tier list right here. Make sure to let me know if you guys agree with me with this one, and if you think something is wrong here, make sure to let me know in the comments below as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also join my Discord server down in the description. And hopefully with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.